people doing stuff like, had our women being mammies and working in the house. And they also had our people depicted as like entertainment. Like, oh, look at this nigga singing and dancing. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that was missing that you see all over the TV now, what was missing?
Um,
Salakia.
the money.
Yeah, the money thing. Our people be all about money now. Yeah, what else? It's a big
Salakia.
thing.
The LBG, well, Alpha career after that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's definitely was there because sometimes they'll dress out people like females to have a joke. But the main
Salaki.
thing, go ahead. Who's that?
That's Dietrich.
Yeah.
Oh, was it interracial?
Nah, that wasn't that. The main thing that was missing was the gangsterness. The gangster, the thugness. Like our people wasn't known for being gangsters and thugs back then. You know what I'm saying? We was the simple people that just came out of slavery, trying to work hard. If not, we trying to work hard, then we just entertainment for the damn white man. But none of our people were drug dealing. None of our people were hustling. We was no gangsters, no thugs. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, if we put on a modern cartoon, they probably show us as like gangsters, thugs, the hip hop, sagging jeans, out on the corner, getting arrested. Like that's prevalent in the modern world. In the modern world right now that we in, we're shown as a criminal element. But back then we wasn't no criminal element. Let me tell you who was the criminal element back then. It was the Italians. It was the Italians and the Irish. They had them being the gangsters and the thugs and the mafiosos. Like, hey man, who you talking to like that? You don't talk to me. I'm Big Paulie. You know what I'm saying? They had those guys being the gangsters and thugs. But for some reason, our people being follow fashions, we started carrying on that gangsterness, that streetness. You know what I'm saying? We took on the customs and the attitude of the heathen to the point where now, if you think of a gangster, what are you thinking about? You thinking about a nigga or a YN as they call them nowadays. If you think of gangster right now, and let's be honest with each other, if everyone thinks of gangster, what are they gonna think of? They're gonna think of a Negro. They're gonna think of a Negro, 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying, Young Thug, right? His name is Thug. You thinking about thug life, you thinking about Tupac throwing up signs, you thinking about Future or Lil Wayne on drugs. Even if he's a sophisticated thug, you're thinking about Jay-Z, a sophisticated thug that done made money in other businesses. Because that's what our people adapted to. Being follow fashions, following after these heathen, following after the life that they lived as organized crime. But if you go back to the 1950s, 60s, I think it started in the 70s when our people started getting gangster with it, quote unquote. I think that started in the 70s, and during like the 80s and 90s it exploded. And now when we in the 2000s and up, like that's what our people are just known for. People are known for being the ones in the streets, the one in the hood, the ones in the ghetto, the ones you gotta cross the street and clutch your pearls and clutch your purse around. That's just us being follow fashions of the heathen. Khan,
Ah,
Come.
but just if you just rewind time just a little bit, our people was not part of that criminal element. This is why we got to come back to who we really are. Who we really are is the children of Israel, the children of God, the ones that have our own honor, our own code. We don't got the street code. Our real G code is the laws of God. I always say that. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, y'all got to stop being follow fashions. How did we get here? We didn't listen to our father. But how we gonna get it back? We got to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. Baba Kashar, someone get me the classic. Give me Jeremiah 17:4.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. When you have it, say con.
Con.
Con, all praises. All and though, Salakia. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
And this is what happened. We kindled that fire in the Most High's anger. And perpetually, as long as we're in sin, as long as we're in contrary or adverse to his laws, statutes, and commandments, we're going to be ruled over by our enemies. We're going to discontinue from our heritage. We have discontinued from our heritage of being royal kings and priests and princesses and renowned women and you know, just a set apart holy people. We fell from that, and now we're nothing but a bunch of thugs and thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You got these girls rapping about they moose knuckle. You got these dudes rapping about how much drugs they take. It's very a degenerate state of mind, and our people are waxing worse and worse and worse every damn day. So we can't be follow fashions. We can't be follow fashions. We can't get into the folly day season. We can't even do something that's like it. You know, a lot of our people, they say, oh, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. We call it Family Day. Well, it seemed like you just follow fashion and the ways of the heathen, but you just remixing the name to make yourself feel better. We can't get into that. You know, all praises to the Most High that their wicked ass Christmas or Satan's mass, right? It falls around the same time as Hanukkah, so Hanukkah gonna drown that out. You know what I'm saying? Hanukkah gonna drown that out, but you know, it's hard usually for our people to stay set apart and stay disconnected of this society, man. The other day I was in a store and the Christmas jingles was playing and all that. You know, and growing up, I know all them shits by heart, man. So I had to just damn near hum a different tune in my head, not to let that thing, you know what I'm saying, get in my head. You know, it's hard when you're surrounded by the nonsense and the wickedness. You know what I'm saying? But what we got to do? We got to get more involved in the law. We got to get more involved in the law. We got to get more diligent in our studies. We got to be around more like-minded people. We got to gather ourselves together and don't be a follow fashion of this world, but rather be set apart. You know, we are counting on each other to keep each other solid in this faith. Like I said, you got Thanksgiving coming up, and Thanksgiving should be off everyone's calendar, especially if you're in the truth. Let me get the next classic out. Let me get Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. When you have it, say con.
Con.
Con, all praises. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So a lot of people look at this and say, hey, I'm an Israelite. I'm above all people. However, you also got to look at this as a law because it's Deuteronomy. This is actually law. You're supposed to be looking at this as I'm supposed to treat another Israelite above all people. A lot of our people don't do this. If I actually have an understanding that the Native Americans the Seminole Indians, if I have understanding that these two groups are part of the 12 tribes of Israel, I'm supposed to treat them like they're above all people. What I look like celebrating their slaughter? What I look like celebrating their slaughter? If I'm supposed to treat them as if they're above all people, it should be a day of mourning, anger, and outrage, not a day of celebration. Thinking about what they did to our brethren, how they slaughtered them, how they raped their women, took their children from them and forced their children into Catholic school to indoctrinate them, how they gave them blankets with smallpox, how they knew they couldn't fight them one on one, so they murdered all their buffaloes to make sure they were starving by the time they fought. This is what they did to our brethren, and our brethren that's supposed to be above all people. You can't be living by the laws of God and say the Israelites are above all people and they should be treated as such, but then you celebrating their slaughter and murder. That don't make no sense. It makes no sense at all. Even us in the truth, right? You see another brother with fringes and you salute that brother. You show that brother love. You show that sister love. Don't be like, your fringes is kind of dusty, man. And your Zeeks don't match. I'm above you. That ain't the way you're supposed to do that. We supposed to treat each other as we above all people. That what keeps us set apart. We're not supposed to follow the ways of this world because what the ways of this world teach us how to be what crabs in a barrel. They ain't gonna talk about how the crabs got in the barrel. The crabs are in the barrel because the crabs are in captivity. But we're not supposed to act as if we're crabs in a barrel, y'all. You're supposed to act as if we're a nation of kings and priests. That our women are the most beautiful women on earth, the most holy women on earth, the most sought after, but the most precious women on earth. We ain't supposed to be out here trying to pimp out our women. That's for the other nations to do. So we actually living with the pure understanding of Deuteronomy 7 and 6. There's no way we should be celebrating Thanksgiving. There's no way we should be celebrating any of these pagan holidays that disrespect us or our God. There's no way we should be treating each other a certain way. There's no way we should be disrespecting our elders, disrespecting our women, using our women, misusing our women, hating our brothers, backstabbing our brothers, finessing our people. There's no way we should be moving any of those ways if we have a full, real understanding of Deuteronomy 7 and 6. And that's supposed to be one of the most easy scriptures you should know. But actually treating it as law, a lot of our people fall short because they follow the ways of this world. And in the ways of this world, a nigga ain't shit. You could step on a nigga. You could step on a nigga. You could treat a nigga bad, abuse a nigga. Nobody cares. Salakia. Nobody cares how you treat a so-called black man. Just the other day, a mother was notified that her child was hurt in school, and turns around, she found out they was trying to lynch her boy in school. A young boy, I forgot how young he was. I seen it briefly in the news. They was trying to lynch her young boy at school recently. Some white bullies trying to lynch her boy. I think the boy was like in second or third grade, real young. Real young. They trying to lynch that boy in school. He ended up in the hospital. That's the way this world treats a nigga. So our people be follow fashions and say, "Hey, if a nigga life is nothing, I'll spend a block on a nigga. I'll kill a nigga." But that ain't the way we supposed to be moving. We supposed to be moving in the sincerity and love of Yahweh. Let me get Deuteronomy 7:7. Read on that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 7. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people.
Right? We were the fewest of all people. We was the fewest of all people. But now we are the sands of the sea.
Hey, Shalaki King.
Kind of, King.
I don't know if this is the story you were talking about that I have up on the screen.
Kind it is. Yeah, they found them hanging in the bathroom. They tried to lynch him. That is it.
It looks like there's a video to it. Do you want me to play it?
You can play it right quick, King. The water.
After an incident at a local elementary school. The mother's post about this online has since gone viral. Meanwhile, the school district is saying the students were, quote, horseplaying. Our Alexis Wainwright spoke with those parents exclusively and shares their story tonight. Alexis?
Well, Simone, I spoke with the parents who say they're angry, hurt, and confused, but they're also thankful that their son is still here. And tonight they're calling for transparency and answers from the Charles County Public School District.
If you look at my son, he has marks under his eyes, like blood vessels.
He still has bruises on his neck from being choked.
It's hard to hide emotion as these two parents who don't want to be identified talk about their son. They're hoping for answers after they say their son was hung by a 4th grade student in the boys' bathroom Friday.
He's traumatized.
Right.
It's going to take time. This is not something that he's going to get over just overnight.
Paperwork from the hospital lists one of his injuries as a neck contusion, which is caused by blunt trauma to the neck. The 7-year-old is a 2nd grader at C. Paul Barnhart Elementary School in Waldorf. Charles County Public Schools says they're aware of the incident and sent a statement saying, in part, 2 of our students were reportedly horseplaying in a school bathroom when one student's jacket got caught on a stall door hook. The student was not able to free themselves, and the other student involved was also not able to help them.
It doesn't make sense to me. If you're horseplaying, how do you get caught on a hook? We need answers. I want answers, and we won't stop until we get answers.
And now the parents say they're sharing their side of the story in hopes of preventing this from happening to anyone else.
My son did tell me that when they were in the bathroom, he said that the little boy told him, I'm going to show you how I did people back in the day. That's why I feel like it's bullying, because it's no telling how many other kids this has happened to.
And they want the school district to step up.
I want to see a policy in place. I would like to see at least hallway monitors. I want to know why is a 4th grader in the same hallway or the same bathroom as a 2nd grader. Most schools have them divided. I feel like this is very unacceptable.
These are all our children, and they are the future. So we just, we need to protect them. We're sending our kids to schools every day thinking that they are safe.
And the 7-year-old has since been released from the hospital and is still recovering. His parents tell me they won't be returning back to school, but they hope to hear more updates from the district soon. Simone.
There you go, King.
Hey, fire bun. Fire bun, man. I'll probably put a fire to that whole school, yo. Fire.
Yeah, man. That is a hard thing for a parent, man, to send your child to school and somebody try to hang your child, and the person who did it saying, Shalaki, saying that we're going to show you how they did it back in the day, and then is it the school coming up saying, oh, they were just horseplaying? Nah, they weren't horseplaying. If you're saying, I'm going to show you how we were hanging niggas back in the day, you reenacting some stuff. That's not horseplay. Are you okay?
Hey, we gotta remember too that was a game they played back then with us, with our ancestors. So technically, there was a game for him that he was playing. It just was one-sided.
Yeah, that pick a nigga. You know what I'm saying? That pick a nigga. Yeah, man. I'm telling you that's the attitude when it comes to our people. Like I could choke your son damn near to death and say, "Oh, it was an accident. We just came across a hook." No, you tie something around his neck because a hook don't do that. Because growing up in school, I seen that before. I seen when bullies just grab a kid by the jacket and lift them up and have them hanging from a hook. They don't get choked like that because most of the force is on like the arms and shoulders. That's the way a jacket is built. It's not really built like that around the neck. So for him to do that, they had to tie something around his neck. And the mother said there's still like signs around his eyes that blood vessels were popping. That's horrible. Like I would hate for my wife to go through that. That's horrible. And then it's like our people got that spirit of fear on them where they don't want to be identified. You know what I'm saying? They want to hide in the dark and say, "Oh, I want change," but you ain't gonna get no change hiding in the dark, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to be vocal. You got to be present. You got to be, "Hey, I demand answers." And this wasn't no damn horse playing. Y'all trying to pee on me and say it's rain. But that's the attitude when it comes to our people. Right? That's why in Psalms 83 they want to cut us off from being a nation because if we just niggas, they get to do stuff like that to us. They get to do stuff like that to our children. This is why we can't follow them. That's why the Most High God wants us to be separated from them, man. Let me get Leviticus 20 and 26. This what God said.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, and you say verse 26. When you have, say, come.
Huh.
And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine.
I have severed you, right? It says severed.
Yeah.
Severed like,
Salakia.
yeah, severed like cut. Like I cut you off from other people. That you will be mine. That's why we shouldn't share no schools with these people. I know it's captivity. And if you don't have a system where you can homeschool your children, right? Because I was homeschooling my children for a good 5 years straight. I recently let my son go to kindergarten, because I needed to free up some time. But like, man, listen, if you can, I would say you homeschool your children. But if you can't, what I'm saying? This is why we got to teach our children not to trust our enemy. We got to teach our children who our enemy is. See, the problem with our people, Salakia, the problem with our people is while little Esau's learning, oh, look, we used to hang niggas back in the days, and, we want to return to that glory. What do you think our little boy was learning? Oh, love everybody. God loves everybody. Be peaceful, like Martin Luther King says, and hug and love and treat the white man as good as you can. Jesus is white. That's what our young boy was learning. So he fall right into in victim when it comes to his enemy. I guarantee you, if he was learning that little damn cracker devil child was a little demon, he should stay the hell away from him. He would have stayed away from him enough to the point where he would never got in that situation. But we got to learn who we are. We got to learn who they are. We got to learn to be set apart and severed from these other people. We can't be follow fashions. We can't live like them. We can't be in the same spirit as them. Because we in the same spirit as them, that's just going to leave us as the prey and they're the predators. Con?
Ah,
Gone.
Yeah, Israel. It's a sad thing. I couldn't imagine. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine seeing my child in the hospital and they said that he was hung and damn near choked to death. That is very, very disheartening. Very disheartening. Let me get the book of Matthew 5:48.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 48, you said?
Yes.
When you have it, say con.
God.
All praise it. Be therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
Right? The scripture says, be therefore perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. We don't have the same standard as these people. You see the heathen say it all the time, but I'm not perfect. Nobody can ever be perfect. Our sense of perfect and perfection is different than theirs. When they say perfect, they mean flawless, unblemished, never made a mistake ever. Our sense of perfection is living our culture the best that we can, keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our abilities. That's our definition of perfect. Living the perfect life as an Israelite. Let me prove that. Let me get Psalms 19:7.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 19 and verse 7. When you have it, say con.
God.
The Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
Read that again from the top.
The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
Right? The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the law is what makes wise the simple. A lot of our people are simple as hell. A lot of our people getting locked up, getting killed, doing dirt, getting caught up by the feds, right? Doing stuff and trapping themselves, snitching on themselves all over social media. These people are simple and stupid. We do things that are counterproductive in our society, amongst our community. It's simple and stupid, but what makes you wise, what makes you perfected, is the laws of God. It converts your soul, it converts your mind. And that's what our people need. We need a conversion through the law, statutes, and commandments and stop being follow fashions, man. Shemaiah, I'm thinking about another situation when another brother got lynched out there. He was a young truck driver. I think the brother's like in his early 20s. He's a truck driver in North Carolina. They lynched him too.
Yeah, Salakia.
Huh?
Yeah, he was from Chi-Town, and he was a truck driver, and he was in I think it was one of those cities here in North Carolina, and his truck was right down the street from the situation, and the sheriff said when they found him, the rope was next to him, and he was lying next to the tree, which doesn't even make sense.
Right.
Yeah, so they're trying to do the investigation. They're not going to touch it. They're not. That's they're going to leave that alone. Uh, the Kamala Harris thing took over. No one's really. They're not. And I'm here in North Carolina. No one's talking about that. It's nowhere in social media like that. It's past.
I just want to show our people like you get
Is
we
Shalaki King, is that the one on the screen I have there for you?
Yeah, Khan. That's him, Shemai. Khan.
Okay, Con.
Yeah, King, the water. Yeah, you got our young men getting lynched, our very young babies getting lynched. Who else is going through this in America? Huh? No, seriously. Like,
Nobody.
who else is going through? They want to make a bunch of anti-Semitism laws and, oh, you got to protect the small hats. Even back when the COVID thing happened, they made anti-hate laws for Asian Americans and Chinese, but nobody gives a damn about a nigga. I'm telling you, y'all, this is why we can't follow this world. This is why we can't be follow fashions. Because in this world where they treat us like we're nothing, absolute nothing.
Hey, Shalaki King.
Uh,
Um, you know, it's not true that the white man don't get lynched. We see right here in the 1800s, he got lynched. Yeah, back in the 1800s, some white people
Yeah,
got lynched
bring it out.
because they were supposedly talking up against lynching niggas, so they got lynched for that reason, not because they were a different color skin than the people who were lynching them. They were just fighting against killings and stuff, and they're like, nah, you gotta go. You can't be fighting against us lynching niggers. So it's not like they walked down the street and they were whistling Dixie and they said, white man, you look too happy. We gotta kill you. There was another brother who recently, I believe, got lynched because, and this is very recent, who put in a police report against the police department. Right, he put in a report against the police department, and yeah, he ended up dead. He ended up being lynched. Right, so white men and Chinese men and all of these other nations, they're not getting lynched today, man. But the so-called blacks, we're still getting lynched in 2024 and going into 2025. Are you okay?
And Khan Salakia. If you Google the last lynching where the towns would go out and watch, it was 1984. So people keep thinking that this country has changed and it hasn't. Donald Trump has nothing to do with what's going on. It's been the same. 1984. I was born in 1976. 1984, 82, 83 was the last towns lynching. Google it. In America, you can go to Google and you can go to Google Scholar. It's 82 to 84. Either way, it's horrible. I think a year later, crack came out, depending on what city you was from. I'm from Philly, so crack came out 86. Some cities it hit 84, 85, but for the most part, it was everywhere 86. So the last lynching was between 82 and 86, where a town watched a black man be hung. I forget the guy's name. So it's very prevalent. And then that little young boy from the fourth grader, it's taught. His parents taught him to do that. They, you just don't wake up a grader and be like, oh, I'm going to go lynch a second grader. No, his parents are freaking either KKK or skinheads or whatever. They about that life. So it's taught behavior. We all taught from the ages of 0 to at least, I don't know, 16, 15. You learn from your parents. So unless he's a special child, yeah, that's from the parents. So I yield.
Salaki. Yeah,
Con,
that's a great point. Um, because it's not like you got shows that's really, you know what I'm saying, showing us being lynched. So I side with that. You know, it got to be something that he's seeing and hearing at home that would make him go out and do something like that. I learned.
Hey,
Yeah.
Shalaki King.
Yeah,
Huh.
okay.
A lot of these, a lot of these conversations are happening in the homes of these people because Trump is back in order. In, I mean, in leadership, and they're trying to make America great again. And I saw a video clip of this old man talking to, I think it was his grandson, and he was talking about, um, how a black person would normally have to address a white person or a white woman. A black man wouldn't call a white woman Susan. He would say, yes, ma'am, or yes, sir. A black person would never come through the front door. They know they have to go through the back door. And just certain things, it was never allowed. And today, blacks calling people by their name, and this old man was just kind of going in on talking about what it was like in the past. And of course, this type of stuff is unheard of based on his generation. And if these are the conversations that are happening in these homes, right, and they're talking about how black people had to be in order, yeah, these young kids are gonna definitely want to, bring that in place again. They would be, I'm sure they're talking about, how they would be lynching people, right? And murder is always in the heart of Esau, right? He's a rebel from the root, from the womb. So yeah, you're gonna see the young kids, they're young, wicked kids gonna try to enact those things again. So that's the reality, man. Are you?
Yeah, that makes sense because, like, I teach my son. My son is 8, and I've been an Israelite for 8 years. Oh my God, my son he's something different. I'm like, bro, you can't go to school calling a white man, and I can hear the passion, and I understand him. Um, he's different from me, and we were raised to be a little bit more sympathetic, especially to police officers. We all grew up in the cities. They catch you, they take you down to the bridge, they take you whatever, beat you with the sticks, all that stuff, do whatever they do to you. A lot of us went through all of that stuff. My brothers went through all that shit. I didn't, thank God. But I always ran whenever I seen the paddy wagon and stuff like that. So, because we knew what the cops would do to you. And those were Irish, mostly Irish, sometimes the time, but mostly Irish dudes. So my son, he's different. He's not going to be like me. He's not going to be like us. He's not going to take oh, you need to put your hands on the steering wheel. I'm trying to get him to understand that, but they're different. These kids are different. These kids are different. And I like it. I like it. Our parents raised us, and in my opinion, to be afraid of them, or I can't say afraid. I say our parents raised us to tolerate them. But these kids, they don't fear them. You guys see this stuff on social media, right? How these kids are. I'm like, oh my God. It's crazy, this stuff and how they talk to them. I'm like, wow. And these cops, sometimes they react and sometimes they don't react. So yeah, things are changing. These prophecies are coming true, and I yield.
That's all because of brothers like us, like and sisters in like mind keeping the commandments, right? Let me get Deuteronomy 30:7. Matter of fact, start up with verse 1, 2, and 3.
This is the book Deuteronomy chapter 30, starting from the top when you got to say come.
God.
All
God.
praise. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Lord thy God have driven thee, and shalt return unto the Lord thy God, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then the Lord thy
I
God
thought
will
accomplished.
turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord thy God hath scattered thee.
Stop right there, right? So this is explaining, right? Once we realize that we underneath the covenant with
Sheriff
the
says
blessings
he was
and
leaning with
curses.
his back up against a tree and a rope.
That was just the video. Yeah, we can play the video a little bit after.
Yeah, Shalaki about that.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, but that's explaining that, right? Once we realize that we're underneath the covenant, that you read in a couple chapters back in Deuteronomy 28, right? And Deuteronomy 30 is explaining once we realize that we're underneath the covenant, now we're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments with all our heart, us and our children, that the Lord will what? Show us favor and take us out of our captivity. So that's what the Lord is doing. The Lord is surely, slowly but surely, picking away at this kingdom, bringing this kingdom down, getting the other kingdoms to go against this kingdom, and taking us out of this captivity because he see us keeping the law. Khan,
God,
right? Verse 7. Read verse 7.
verse 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
Right? And it said that when he take these curses off for us, he's gonna put the curses on our enemies. So this is why you see like these new group of children growing up and they don't got as much fear for the white man, or they don't tolerate the white man as much as we used to do back in the days, or our ancestors. The only thing missing is they just need to join the camp. Because like you say, they unruly against the so-called white man, but then again, they're also unruly against each other. So that's why they need to join the camp where they can learn their culture and also learn that, hey, Esau is your enemy, right? So this is what they really need. They need to join the camp. These young children right now, they need the truth more than anybody because they're like a rebel without a cause. They need to have a cause and a culture and a heritage and a God if they want to survive what's to come. But yeah, Esau, these curses are turning around on Esau. That's why he's so desperate. He got Trump back in office. He trying to hold on to that white supremacy with all his might. He trying to hold on to his kingdom with all his might. That's why he said, man, we need Trump. We need that super masculine white boy. Who cares if he wears a toupee and dances retarded? Like, we need him. We need his core values. We need that strong rhetoric. We need that good old white supremacy to rule over these other nations because they're bucking up against us. The white man is not used to this. The white man is used to being in power now. He got too comfortable. He not used to people challenging his power like that. Now when they challenging his power, man, he's running to Trump. He's trying to get his last hoorah. But that's because the Most High God sees us keeping these commandments and he's taking away the so-called white man's power. He's putting the so-called white man underneath these curses that's already on us. You understand, Khan?
God.
God.
And all praises to the Most High for it, man. Hallelujah.
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 Shemaya, you was playing that video. You wanted to play it right quick?
It was just about the truck driver. So it's what it was is like apparently he went to the store, Walmart or whatever, and bought a rope, um, a blue rope, or the day he died. So I'm not sure if they're trying to say, hey, he hung himself because look, he bought a blue rope. It's like, you bought a machete and Esau takes your life with it, and they use a video and say, oh, you see, he bought the machete. He's the one who cut his own head off. This is kind of the ridiculous things that they do, and there's always done. It's crazy out here. Are you okay?
Kind. So, yeah, man, they say he bought the rope for Walmart, so he obviously hung himself, man. It's a suicide, case closed, right?
Case closed.
Case closed, right? Just another nigga doing nigga stuff.
Proves he wanted to kill himself.
Right.
He didn't buy that rope to tie nothing down on the truck or nothing like that. He bought
Right.
it to go hang himself.
A nigga should know what happens with rope, man. Rope just automatically goes around the nigga neck. He should know by now. the nigga should never buy a rope. You niggas stay away from rope, man. Rope ain't your friend.
Exactly.
Salakia.
Yeah.
Henderson, North Carolina. All right. So I got stationed down here in 2010 in Fayetteville, right? Um, I used to go travel back and forth to Raleigh, whatever. I used to hear about Henderson, Lumberton, all these different places. So Lumberton is full of Gad and Reuben. What they used to call, or what they used to tell me, Lumberton is full of Pocahontas, right? So I was like, all right, whatever. So then Henderson is full of us, Judah. It's a very bad area in North Carolina. It's like Brooklyn, Philly, Bronx, it's just full of us, full of Judites. Henderson is a really bad city. So how is it that a black city, now this city hasn't been gentrified, it's just bad. How is a black city, he should have been shot and killed, you know, because black folks hate black folks. What white folks is in Henderson? It's a black city. Maybe they have started gentrification, but as far as I know, it hasn't really started there. But even if it did, why would this so-called black? Because Henderson is bad, right? When you like Google it, you kind of look at the history of this place. It's a black city, so we don't hang people. We stab, shoot, you know, so-called lynching. It doesn't make sense. It's like hanging a dude in Brooklyn. It's like hanging a dude in Baltimore. It's like hanging a dude in Memphis. It's like hanging a dude in Milwaukee. That doesn't make sense, you know? So this is why we know that yes, the certain people are activated in these states that's coming down what we call the mountains, and they starting it, and it's all prophecy. It's race war, and I yield.
Cotton King. And like I said, this is why this lesson is so important, King, because we gotta learn how to be set apart. We gotta learn how to be set apart. We gotta not move like the heathen, nor move like these silly Negroes out here that's gonna be caught up in a race war in bad places too. Because a lot of these dudes, they think that they op is the person of their own nation, man, when their number one opposition is sin. Your number one opposition is sin, and then your number two opposition is the heathens that take advantage of you when you win sin.
God.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to remember that at all times. Let me get Romans 12:2. Let me get that right quick. Romans 12:2.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 2. When you have it, say come. Y'all with me?
God.
Come,
Come
come,
on.
come. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good, what is that good, and acceptable and perfect will of God.
And that's what we need. We need to renew our mind. We need to renew our mind. Renew the way we think, the way we treat each other, right? The way that we move, the way that we calculate our steps, what kind of culture we in, what kind of moves we make, what kind of transactions we make. We got to renew our whole being if we're going to survive the times to come. Or if not, you're going to get caught lacking. You're going to get lynched. Your children are going to go to school and get lynched. And it's just a sad story, but it's a reality check that all of us need in this truth. Because it's gonna be tempting. It's gonna be tempting to go and celebrate the follies with your family. Your family gonna say you in a cult. Your people gonna look at you like you a weirdo. But all you doing is doing what's best for you and yours, and staying in the good graces of the Most High. Because when the race wars come popping off, man, ain't nobody gonna have your back besides them angels. Let me get James 4:4.
Book of James, chapter 4 and verse 4. When you got it, say come.
Good.
Come.
All right, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that friendship of the world is enmity with Yahweh? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of Yahweh.
Right? If you're a friend with this world, you're an enemy of Yahweh. That's playing upon tables. It gets no simpler than that. If you want to be a friend of this world, that's going to make you an enemy of God. Because the Most High God is contrary to this world. This world is not being ruled by the law, statutes, and commandments of God. These rules being, this world is being ruled by the commandments of men and the doctrines of devils. That's what this world is being ruled by: the commandments of men and doctrines of devils. So what we have to do is stay close to our God. What we have to do is be set apart from this world. And don't be no follow fashions, man. We have a leader. His name is Yahweh Shai. We have a king. We have a ruler. We don't need Trump. These heathen may think they need Trump. But what they need to do is get in line and follow us. And what we need to do is get in line and just follow Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And that's the only way this world is going to work. Other than that, it's about to be chaos, pain, anguish, and a lot of our people they bought into this American dream, but that's not gonna save you, man. Like Lamentations say, we have watched for a nation that cannot save us. But the Most High God calls us to be what? Set apart. Let me get First Peter 2:9.
This is the book of First Peter, chapter 2 and verse 9. And you have it, say con. Con, but ye are Salaki. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should shew forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
And that's gotta be. We gotta be the people that he called out of darkness, man. Celebrating Halloween is darkness. Celebrating Thanksgiving is darkness. Celebrating Christmas is darkness. Right? Being part of the LGBTQ, LMNOP, XYZ, HIV, STD, that's in darkness, man. You know, being part of the gangs and killing each other, destroying each other, that's darkness. A woman that's selling her body for money, for pieces of paper with dead white folks on it. That's darkness. We've been called out of the darkness into a marvelous light. That's the way we gotta move, Israel. We can't be no follow fashions out here. We gotta maintain our sovereignty, our autonomy. We gotta maintain being set apart and holy. Let's stay in First Peter's, but let me get 1 and 15 through 17.
This is First Peter chapter 1, starting at verse 15 when you have it, say con.
Huh?
Come, verse 15. But as he which hath called you is holy, so be ye holy in all manner of conversation, because it is written, be ye holy, for I am holy. And if ye call on the Father, who without respect of persons judgeth according to every man's work, pass the time of your sojourning here in fear.
Right? So that's what we're supposed to be doing, man. And where did he quote from? What we brought out earlier in Leviticus 20 and 26. Be holy like I am holy, man. And I severed you from other people. Be holy in our conversations. You know, say you're around a bunch of young dudes and they talking about, yeah, dog, I'm about to go around and they'll hit the lick and kick a dough in and you know what I'm saying, twin, I'm gonna spin the block and pull the switch and that's like, man, that ain't the way to do things, yo. Why don't y'all worry about, stabilizing each other, building each other up? Which one of y'all want to start a family? I want to start a family one of these days. Y'all want nothing to pass down to your children? What's your legacy? What's your life like? You know what I'm saying? What you want to be known for when everything is said and done? What's your purpose? Where's your honor? You believe in honor? You know, this the kind of conversations you got to have with them. You got to bring these people out of dark into the light. You got to show them how you set apart and how they should be set apart too. That's what we're supposed to be doing as followers of Yahweh, man. Not being part of the world, but being contrary to the world, so we can shine a light unto the world. You know, but it's just like our people, though, man. They like to follow the ways of the heathen. You know, that's just what our people do, especially in this captivity where we don't even know we're Israelites. But our people have done that before. Let me get Leviticus 18 and 1.
This is Leviticus Chapter 18, starting from the top. When you have it, say come. You with me?
Huh.
Come. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. Verse 3, after the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do.
You
And
see
after
that's it right there. That's what I want.
come.
Our people were acting like Egyptians, man, because they was in that land of Egypt. He said, after these doings of the people that's in Egypt, ye shall not do. He wants us to be set apart. He wants us to be holy. He don't want us to be follow fashions, man. That's not what the Most High God called us to do. But our people, they love doing that. Let's get the Apocrypha. Let me get Second Maccabees 4:15.
This second Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 15. When you have it, say come.
Come.
Come. And it reads, not sitting by the honors of their father, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
Right? They like the glory of the Grecians best of all. They don't honor the covenant of their fathers, man. That's why Matthias had to put that one Israelite to death because, hey, man, you want to hear defile the temple, defile the holy name of the Most High God, just to act like the heathen? That ain't what we're supposed to do, man. But our people, all the time, they on the same thing. Let me get First Maccabees 1 and 11.
This is First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 11. When you got it, say come.
Come.
Come. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
And that's what happens, right? Our people want to make a covenant with the heathen. They want to be like the heathen. They want to do what the heathen do. Historically, that's what our people always want to do, but we can't get into that, Israel. We got to take hold of our covenant, of our culture, of our inheritance, and hold as tight as we can. The same way Esau's trying to hold on to his white supremacy, that's the way we should be holding on to our covenant, man. But our people, time and time again, they want to be like the heathen. Let me get First Samuel chapter 8. Let's start at verse 1.
This is First Samuel chapter 8, starting from the top. When you got it, say come.
Come.
Come. Come. And it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his sons judges over Israel. Now the name of his firstborn was Joel, and the name of his second, Abiah. They were judges of Beersheba. And his sons walked not in his ways, but turned aside after lucre and took bribes and perverted judgment.
And they did what?
Took bribes and perverted judgment.
And that'd be a lot of our people. A lot of people with the fame and the glamour and the gold and they sell out, man. They get in the Diddy party, they get bent over. You know what I'm saying? And that's what our people do, man. This thing, hey, ain't nothing new underneath the sun, y'all. Ain't nothing new underneath the sun. Our people, what? They follow the ways of the heathen. thinking it's gonna give them a little extra clout, a little extra fame, and a little extra money. And they don't follow the ways of their fathers, and they pervert themselves, man. Read on.
Uh, then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah and said unto him, Behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations.
Like what?
Make us a king to judge us like all the nations.
Right now they want to follow all the nations. Right. Read on.
But the thing displeased Samuel when they said, Give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Samuel, Hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee, for they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them.
You see that?
God.
You see that? So our people, man, our people be offending the Most High when they want to be like the heathen. They be offending the Most High, man. Let me get another one. Let me get 2 Samuel chapter 24 and start from the top.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 24, starting from the top. When you have it, say, Con.
Con.
Con. And again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he moved David against them to say, Go number Israel and Judah. For the king said to Joab, the captain of the host, which was with him, Go now through all the tribes of Israel, from Dan even to Beersheba, and number ye the people, that I may know the number of the people. And Joab said unto the king, Now the Lord thy God add unto the people, how many soever they be, an hundredfold, and that the eyes of my lord the king may see it. But why doth my lord the king delight in this thing? Notwithstanding, the king's words prevailed against Joab and against the captains of the host. And Joab and the captains of the host went out from the presence of the king to number the people of Israel. And they passed over Jordan and pitched in Aurora on the right side of the city that lieth in the midst of the river of Gad and toward Jazer. Then they came to Gilead and to the land of Tatim Hodshi, and they came to Danjan and about to Zidon, and came to the stronghold of Tyr, and to all the cities of the Hivites and the Canaanites, and they went out to the south of Judah, even to Beersheba. So when they had gone through all the land, they came to Jerusalem at the end of 9 months and 20 days.
How long?
9 months and 20 days.
Come on.
And Joab gave up the sum of the number of the people unto the king. And there were in Israel 800,000 valiant men that drew the sword, and the men of Judah were 500,000 men. And David's heart smote him after that he had numbered the people. And David said unto the Lord, I have sinned greatly in that I have done. And now I beseech thee, O Lord, to take away the iniquity of thy servant, for I have done very foolishly. For when David was up in the morning, the word of the Lord came unto the prophet Gad, David's seer, saying, Go and say unto David, Thus saith the Lord, I offer thee 3 things. Choose thee one of them, that I may do it unto thee. So Gad came to David and told him, and said unto him, Shall 7 years of famine come unto thee and to thy land? Or wilt thou flee 3 months before thine enemies while they pursue thee? Or that there be 3 days pestilence in thy land? Now advise and see what answer I shall return to him that sent me.
Salakia. And you see the Most High God, He don't play, man. When we go off and we get the Most High God vexed, you see the punishment He give us. It's almost like when your parents tell you go pick the switch from the tree so I get you. Man, He had them walk around for 9 months numbering the people just to spank them all. You know what I'm saying, kid?
That's crucial. He sent him on a dummy mission
For real. You know what I'm
for
saying?
9 months.
I'm saying like this what happens when you disrespect the Most High
Just,
God.
right, right. Just because they didn't listen. That's crazy.
Right? So this is what our people don't understand. Right? They worried about the white man, they fear the white man. Hey man, listen, your biggest op is sin. Because once you sin, you're not in the good graces of the Father. Now, of course, the heathen will take advantage, when the Most High God is got you in the doghouse. Of course, the heathen gonna take advantage of it because that's what they do. They're evil. However, man, your biggest op is sin. This is why we're supposed to be set apart. We're supposed to follow the laws of God and be nothing like these heathen, man. Let me get Proverbs 3 and 31.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. When you have it, say con.
Come.
Con, all praises. Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways.
You see that?
That's straight direct right there.
Yeah, that's playing upon tables, man. Don't envy the oppressor. Don't choose none of his ways. We already have our ways. Why are we going to choose their ways when we have our own ways? We have our own ways that the Father gave to us. No, that shows the Father. That shows the Father we ungrateful. We're undeserving. We're follow fashions. We ain't supposed to be follow fashions. We're supposed to be leaders. Okay?
Uh,
Let me get Matthew 10 and 34. And I want you to read from 34 to 37.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 34. When you got it, say con.
come.
Con, verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man to variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth the father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me.
Yeah, the Most High God, man, He sent Christ to what? Carry that sword, man. That sword, which is the word, man, that word is cutting up spirits, it's cutting up attitudes, it's cutting up mental conditions, it's bringing our people back to the Most High. You can't let nobody hold you back. Not no mother, not no father, not no daughter, not no son. With these 40 days coming up, my mom, like, hey, I got the best honey ham with the pineapples on it, and it's made just in a certain way that you gonna love it, man, I ain't gonna fold. Well, this is just an example. I made sure like nobody in my family eat pork no more. That's the biggest influence I got on them. But you know what I'm saying? Just for an example, you don't want nobody tempting you to go off. You might have your grandmama like, baby, I ain't seen you in like 2 years. Come pull up to Thanksgiving dinner. A lot of brothers might fold, man. Not grandmama. You might have certain women that love their children so much, and then they probably got a son that they ain't seen a while because he was, you know, in the army or something, and he want to celebrate Christmas with them like they used to do when he was small. And some women may cave into that, man. But the scriptures say, hey, if you love them more than me, then you ain't worthy of me. So we can't be follow fashions, man. We can't follow our family into the lake of fire. We can't follow these wicked ass heathen into the lake of fire. We can't follow the people that we desire into the lake of fire. I don't care how fine a woman is. I don't care how beautiful she is. She ain't
And
gonna, she ain't gonna get me to eat no damn oysters. Talking about it's an aphrodisiac.
can't probably to no lake of fire.
For real. You ain't supposed to be no follow fashions, man. Supposed to be set apart and be leaders. Everybody on this call has a potential to be a leader, all because you over here already following Christ. So we got to be leading by example, y'all. We got to be leading by example and keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our abilities. Let me get St. John, chapter 18, verse 36.
Could you call it out again? Oh, my bad.
St. John.
St. John 18 and 36. Did I say it right?
Uh,
This is the book of St. John, chapter 18 and verse 36. When you have it, say, Con.
yeah.
How was I answered? My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence.
Right. So Yahushua kingdom is not of this world, man. The things of this world, these high holy days of this world, these folly days of this world, we're not supposed to participate in them. The way they conduct themselves in this world, supposed to do the opposite. Because this ain't the world of our king. The world of our king is the world to come, not this one right here. And let me get Philippians 4 and 13. I'm going to start to wind it down. I got to get ready for slavery, y'all. Start to wind it down. Let me get Philippians 4 and 13.
This is the book of Philippians, chapter 4 and verse 13. When you have it, say, Con.
Uh,
Con. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me.
And that's how you're going to do it, y'all. Right? The way we're going to do things, how the way we do all things is through Yahweh by Shem HaMashiach Yahushai. That's the only way we're going to do these things. Because guess what? We are going for perfection by keeping the law. But if you do stumble, like the scripture says, even a righteous man falls 7 times. But you get back up, you repent through Yahushai. You call for strength, wisdom, and guidance in the name of Yahushua. You keep your focus. Ask for the blood of Yahushua to cleanse you of all your wrongdoings and everything that you're battling right now. That's my message for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Keep the commandments, keep the faith, stay focused, Don't be a follow fashion. Follow the Most High God. Follow Christ. Let me get 1 Corinthians 11:1, King.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, and verse 1. When you have it, say, Con.
Wall.
Con. Be ye followers, be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ.
And that's what you're supposed to do. Be followers of Christ. And once you're a follower of Christ, you could be a light to be an example for someone else to follow. That's why Paul said, "Be followers of me, I am a follower of Christ." So that's what you're supposed to be doing, Israel. Follow Christ. Don't be a follow fashion. Let me get Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Then I'm gonna wrap it up, y'all. While I get ready for this favorite.
Shalom, Wolf.
Hey, Shalom, Elder Torah. Yeah,
Shalom, Elder Yabashim Yashabakata.
Shalom.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. When you have it, say, Con. Con. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
Con. Con Israel. Hey man, big things are going down. I'm not sure if y'all know, but they put out a arrest warrant for what's his name, Benjamin Netanyahu.
God, Wolf. God.
The International Criminal Court, man. Yeah, they put out an arrest warrant for his ass.
Yeah, Wolf. And also, Wolf, real quick, that war has escalated in Ukraine, man. Russia just put out a statement saying, look, they will take it to nuclear war with the United States and UK. Because anybody that's arming their enemy, they consider at war with. And they will take it to a nuclear war. Just put that out today. Made a speech about that. So, and then Donald Trump, defense person that he's going to put in office, saying he's going after churches, going after anybody. He's not really upholding the Constitution like they want. And anybody that's woke, they use that term woke, and is against America, he's going after. That's Donald Trump, who he's trying to elect his new defense minister. So it's getting ready to get on, Wolf. It's on,
Con Elder, and in front of the United Nations, China and Russia chastised America, Britain, and Israel about foul play going on in the war that in Ukraine, also what's going on the Gaza Strip and everything. So yeah, a lot of things been going down. It's been heating up. It's been heating up. When the scriptures say, Elder, once they say peace and safety, all of a sudden destruction. When Trump first got his win, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, look, China is calling for peace, and Russia's saying they're willing to work with America." But then, Biden started making some moves, and other people started making some moves, and looked like this thing done heated right back up.
Yeah, well, God, man, you should do a room, man, at KB. You know what I mean? I know that stupid guy, man of God, is going up there, but gotta get this word out, man. It's serious, man. I mean, we're gonna have to shut him down for a little bit. But we gotta get this word out. It's gonna be real. I mean, you can use him as a teaching tool. Use him as a teaching tool, but we gotta get this word out and keep it serious.
Yeah, most high willing. Um, I want to do a KB today, but my for some reason in my area the power been off and on a lot, so I ain't really get a chance to charge my devices up. But yeah, most high will I do a KB tomorrow morning. And we're gonna talk about all this. I'm gonna pull out the articles and the videos. And if man of God talk too damn much, I'll just kick him out.
Yeah, because he's an idiot and he want to take the topic off another zone. You know what I mean? He's a Trump supporter. He's just a silly dude. You know what I mean? He thinks he knows what he's talking about. He's not on no level. Gotta get this word out, bro. Or praise it to God. Call that shower.
From your shower. All right, Akim. That concludes the lesson for today. Kwame Yasha'Allah, we still got next. Brothers and sisters, stay on point out here. Right? Keep the law, statutes, and commandments, keep the faith. Right? And endure until the end, y'all. I know everybody going through something right now. I'm just getting off a cold. I'm about to rush through the door right now and head to slavery. But I pray that everyone, y'all continue in the faith and keep on striving and enduring to the end because, a lot of things are going down in Israel. A lot of prophecies is coming to pass. A lot of tension is going on when it comes to World War III. They got them Tesla bots out. I seen this young dude with a Tesla bot on his live stream. The Tesla bot is throwing up gang signs and middle fingers and chasing people. It's gonna turn up out here, y'all.
Oh yeah, Karnak, and they had a serious meeting on the UFO. They basically bringing that out. They had a serious meeting on the UFO. So a lot of things are going down, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. They had a serious meeting about it.
Yeah, Wolf, it was on. It was out there, Wolf. They admit that it's real. You know what I mean? And they saw UFOs coming out to sea. They just had a serious meeting. I'm gonna see if I can send it to you. Had a serious meeting on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can look it up like quick. All right, Israel, but I'm out of here, y'all. Kwame Yasha'Allah.
Kwame Yasha'Allah.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yasharala. Shalom. Shalom, family.
Shema, you gonna close it out for me? Shemaiah, then you gonna close it out for me, King? I'm about to get off. Shalom.
Shalom, Mighty Wolf.
Shalom.